Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Professor Shanky, and this video is on. Here's a list of some hypotheses that are talked about in this short article. And okay, they're kind of here, but it's kind of boring. Let's make them stand out as a list. So we can do that by using what is called bulleted and numbered lists. So I'm going to select all of these, and coming up here to my paragraph menu again, you'll see I have a bullet list, a numbered list, and a multi-level list. So to create a bulleted list, all I do is click on the bulleted list, and you'll see it automatically use the default bullet and put everything in a different layout. So everything's now close together, not double spaced anymore. Now let's say I want a different style, a different icon here instead of this bullet. If I come and choose this little drop down arrow, you'll see I can have an open circle, a square, some graphics, diamonds, check marks, arrows. There's all sorts of options. So maybe I want check marks. And just by selecting that from this drop down arrow, I can change what that looks like. So this is a bulleted list. The other type of list we have that we'll use commonly is a numbered list. So I clicked on this drop down arrow right away. I have the standard 1, 2, 3 with the period after it, 1, 2, 3 with parentheses. I have Roman numerals. I have capital letters, small letters. So a bunch of different options. So I'm going to choose the default of 1, 2, 3. So now I have a numbered list because it goes in numerical order. So if you noticed, when I created this bulleted list, it kind of put a little indent on it automatically. And if you don't like how that looks, you can absolutely change that. So we're going to come up to our View tab. So click on View up top, and we have a couple options here. I want to view the ruler. So when I put the ruler on, you'll see up here at the top of my document, I have a ruler. This is representing a standard printable area on a US 8.5 by 11 letter. So I have a 1-inch margin, so this grayed area here, I can't have text on either side. And the white area in the middle is my 6.5 inches where I can actually put text on and ensure when I print it on a piece of paper, it'll fit on the paper. So I'm going to come back to my home. Where is this at? All right. If you look up here, I have a couple different options. I have this arrow pointing down, which is the first line indent. I have an arrow pointing up, which is my hanging indent, and I have a square below, which is my left indent. If I click the square, you'll see it puts a line straight down through my document to kind of show me what it's talking about. So this left indent is saying put it right at this edge of the numbered list. And because I only have the numbered list highlighted, it will only affect that. So if I take this square and click on it, you gotta be really careful to click right in the square and hold. I can drag my start location. So I'm going to move it a little bit more. I'm going to put everything here at 1 inch. Now, I can also individually move my different sections by taking the actual hanging indent. If I click on the arrow above the square, my numbers stay where they are, but I'm just moving the text. So generally, we're going to just move them together by clicking the square. That moves everything as a set and keeps it together. Since we're working with the ruler, I'm going to come down and show you what tab stops are. So the default, everything is here left aligned. And if I hit the tab on my keyboard, so I'm going to write a little bit of text, hello, hit the tab, it goes over a few spaces, hello, hello. Those are the default tab stops, which is about 5 spaces. I can actually put a manual tab stop in if I want it to be a little bit different. Maybe I want it to be 2 inches every time I hit the tab button. So if I come up here, and again, you have to be really precise where you're clicking, and I'm going to click right here. So I clicked right below the 2, and it gave me a left tab. So if I type in hello, hit the tab button, I immediately go over to that first tab mark. I can define another one here by clicking right below the 4. So I'm not clicking on the 4, I'm clicking right below the 4 in this little gray area between my document and the ruler. So it's, again, it's really hard to get in there, but just have a steady hand and you'll be able to click in there. If you're too close to the document, it might not work. Just keep trying, you'll get it. So I'm at 2 inches and then 4 inches. So by doing that, I've defined the tab stops, and they're going to be applied in this section. So if I come back up here, and I just click in this paragraph up here, you see I don't have any tab stops. But down here where I define them, they're going to show up on my ruler. So tab stops don't necessarily apply to the whole document. It only applies to the section that you're working on. So you can change them and have different tab stops in different parts of your document. So now that I have some tab stops defined, how do I edit them? Well, one way is I can come up here, and if I'm careful, I can click on my tab stop and actually drag it, and you'll see that the font below follows me. That's one way of doing it. It's not necessarily the best way to do it. So what I can do, I'm going to come up here to my paragraph menu, and you'll see the little drop down arrow in the right corner. By clicking on that, I'm back to my paragraph settings, and at the very bottom there's a button called tabs. So by clicking on tabs, I can see that I have defined 2 tab stops, a 2-inch and a 4.5 inch with a default of 0.5. So I have 2 defined, and I want to change this one. This is the one I dragged manually, put it at 4.5. I can actually click on one of those and up here change it from 4.5 to 4, and it goes back to where it was. So what else can I do with tab stops? I think one of the best features of tab stops are the dot leaders. So I'm going to go back to my tabs, and right now I'm at the paragraph below, or the line below. I'm going to delete the number 2. See if I can clear that one. So I'm going to keep only the 4-inch tab stop. And then down here under leaders, I have different types. I have a dot leader, a dash leader, or an underscore leader. I'm going to go with dot leader, which is number 2. And I'm going to hit OK. Now, right now, I can tell I have my 4-inch, my 2-inch is gone. What's going to happen? Anticipation. It's going to be great, trust me. Here is where I can do something really fancy that you might have thought would take a lot of hard work, but it's not. Let's do hamburger. Tab, $10. Cheeseburger. Hitting the tab, boop, $13. So that's what a dot leader does, or a leader for a tab, is it fills the space in between the first word, salad, you hit tab, and it fills them with dots. So it fills them with some sort of leader character. So that's pretty cool. That's one of my favorite features of the dot leader.